We're gonna make a special dish today using lobster that you can make for a special occasion like birthday or anniversary.
And this is not just boring steamed lobster. We're gonna do some lobster with a nice crab stuffing. So I'm gonna split the lobsters and get those prepped. Why don't you go ahead and make the stuffing?
Okay. So this is crab meat. And this is Ritz crackers that we smashed. I'll put in the butter, egg yolk, spices. That was lemon zest, Worcestershire sauce. Oh no, that was Tabasco, sorry, Worcestershire sauce. Mayonnaise, pinch of pepper, 2 pinches of salt, County,
Yep, this is good.
and a little bit of that.
So that's a little pinch of parsley you got in there. Now Cheryl's gonna go ahead and mix it up so that it's incorporated, but she's not gonna mash it to death. The neat thing about this filling you're gonna make here is it's an all-purpose stuffing. So we're gonna do lobsters in this example here, but you could make this and you could sear fillets and you could put it on the fillet and you bake them so you have a sort of a surf and turf, or you could put it on a fillet of salmon. So you'd have salmon with a crab crust. So there's a lot of different uses you can do with it. So it's very versatile.
Okay, I don't want to mash it too much.
That actually looks really, really good.
Okay.
So the next step we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and put the stuffing or stuff the lobster tails. I'll do one here and then I'll do 2 and you can do 2. How's that?
Okay.
So we're taking the stuffing here and we're essentially going to shape it on top of the split lobster tail and just make a nice kind of a mound on there. And then we're gonna go ahead and then we're gonna get them in the oven. So yours is looking good. I'm gonna put my second one, get that going here. The thing that is important is that the egg that's in there is sort of a binder. It's gonna bind the crust together, and it's also gonna help it bind to the lobster tail as well. You can put a little bit more, make a nice healthy portion on top of there.
And the lobster
here.
tails were frozen?
Yeah, these are frozen. We defrosted them and then we went ahead and split them in half.
You don't have to put a dent in, like a pit, so this will go inside?
No, you just build it on top. You're laying it on top of the shell here. Okay, so this is what they look like now that you've got your topping, your crust on there. We have a little extra parsley, so I'm going to sprinkle some on here just for color. And then the last thing we're going to do is I have some extra melted clarified butter that I'm going to just drizzle on the top. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bake these in the oven for about 12 minutes. And what we're trying to do is we're going to bake them so we can cook the lobster tail. And what we're looking for is a nice golden color of the crust on the top. And so the butter is going to kind of toast the breadcrumbs, and it's going to toast the crab. And it's all going to come together to a very nicely golden brown crab crust with a nicely roasted lobster tail. So we'll be back.
Ooh, sizzling lobster tails.
Beautiful, wonderful lobster tails. I'll tell you what, I'm going to put them on this platter here. Why don't you go ahead and you can beautify them up with some lemons. What do you think? But this is it. See how they just nice and golden.
It's beautiful. Now, what would you serve this with?
What I like to do is I'll make a small, tiny steak. So I'll make a stuffed lobster tail and a piece of steak. And then maybe some asparagus, and then you know what I would serve with this, I think? I would serve this with a basic risotto.
Oh, this looks delicious. For this great recipe and more, visit us at foodland.com.